Let's have a conversation about Section 8. Is it a nightmare or is it a great way to fill your vacancy? So for context, Section 8 is a program that is supported by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. What they do is they work with people who aren't earning enough money to be able to afford whatever the market rent is in their particular cities. We've had the good fortune of working with multiple Section 8 and voucher programs all throughout Hampton Roads. What we'd like to do is discuss some of the positives and some of the negatives of working with Section 8. When I talk to landlords, I try to stress there's three things you need to be concerned about. Number one is collecting rent. Number two is maintaining the physical property itself. And number three is managing the tenants. The beauty of working with Section 8 is two of those issues are basically taken care of. Section 8 will guarantee your monthly rent. It actually hits our account on the first of every month. So by you having guaranteed rent, what that does, it makes the ability to do whatever kind of required maintenance issues there are. It basically allows you to be able to freely do that because you know you have income coming in. The last component is managing the tenants. One of the beauties about Section 8 is they're going to vet the people who are coming into the Section 8 program. They do background checks, they screen for drugs, they screen for credit, they screen for foreclosures and evictions. Typically, the tenants that we're working with on the voucher program are very solid when it comes to renting the properties. An additional benefit of working with Section 8 and the tenants are that tenants are very compliant. It's very difficult to get a Section 8 voucher. If for some reason the tenants aren't complying with all of the aspects of the lease, we have as landlords recourse to be able to go to the caseworkers for these Section 8 tenants, and there is always the threat that they could lose this very, very valuable voucher if they're not complying with the lease. So what we find overall and historically is that our tenants who are voucher holders and working with the Section 8 authority and the housing authorities, it's a very, very good partnership, and we've had a lot of really, really great success. So let's talk about some of the cons. The main issue that we find is that because these are federally supported programs, there is a fairly rigorous inspection process. Now, they don't expect the properties to be brand new, but what they want the properties to be is safe, clean, and habitable. Now, fortunately, we have a fairly deep maintenance team, fairly deep bench on our maintenance team that will make sure that the properties are in compliance with all of the physical aspects of renting the property. The next downfall, if you might call it that, would be is that there is a bureaucracy here. You have to make sure that the rents are rent reasonable. There's a study they do. And on occasion, the back and forth of the paperwork could take a little bit more time. What we find is on average that for us to market a property, find a Section 8 tenant, and have that Section 8 tenant move in, when you include the time it takes to do the inspections, could be 30 to 45 days, which is typically about 15 to 20 days longer. What I would say is that if you decide that you want to work with a Section 8 tenant, you're going to find that the rents are going to come in very, very systematically. You're going to find that the tenants on average or above average are going to be very good tenants. The properties are going to be maintained. And additionally, what we also find is there is just an unlimited need for housing to put into the choice voucher programs. So all in all, we are big fans of Section 8, and I would hope that if you guys had questions about how the program works, that you'd reach out to us and we can explain to you a little bit more about some of the successes we've had. Hope this answers some questions about it, and we're here to answer more if you have any. Thanks.